Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Soulful Voices Circle Daily Oracle Card Reading. My name is Dawn, and I'm happy that you're back here with us today. And if you're new, welcome again. So, part of the goal of me doing these Oracle card readings is not just to, do a reading, it's actually to try to help people understand how they can work toward creating goals and achieving those goals and on how they can function better day to day, and also to awaken to a lot of the things that we've been taught that really don't serve us. Anyway, so with that, I'll just leave it at that. And I do hope that as you listen to these recordings, that you are benefiting from them in some way. So I thought today, before we invoke our protection, that we would do something a little different, and that is to do a little energy clearing for ourselves. So, and just before I get into that whole thing, because we're going to go right from that into the reading, we continue today with the Energy and Spirit Oracle. I know it's hard to see. Okay, the Energy and Spirit Oracle deck. Okay, so I want you to rub your hands together. Just do like this, right? Get them, nice and warm, and just shake them out a little bit, okay? Just shake them and rub them together again. Okay, so close your eyes now and take one deep inhale and blow it out. I want you to take your hands and starting from the top of your head, and this, you don't have to touch your head. In fact, I'm not going to touch my head. I want you just to take your hands and gradually comb the energy away. Just feel that energy starting at your head. If you close your eyes, you can feel it even better because it gives you more focus. And so start at the crown of your head and then slowly work yourself over your forehead and your eyes, then through your cheeks a couple of times, just combing away. Just pretend like you're brushing hair, right? So you're brushing the hair away from your face. And continue to do that over your throat chakra and down over your heart center. Just do a full body scan as far down as you could get. I would say probably past the waist. Okay? Just keep combing. And when you get past your waist, just take your hands and shake them off. Okay? And then put your hands back together again. Put them by your heart center. And take a deep breath in. And listen to your breath as you exhale. Feel another deep breath in. Take another deep breath in. And exhale again, slowly listening to the sound of your breath. You should be feeling tingling someplace. My tingling right now is in my crown, but you can feel it anywhere in your body. Okay, this should be an energy surge that you experience right now. So take another deep breath in and exhale out. And I'm going to ask our angels and guides to come forward. And I also invite the spirit of the Oracle, the Energy and Spirit Oracle, to come forward. And I ask that they share with us their divine wisdom and their divine light. And I ask for the divine light to surround us with the golden light of protection. and to help prevent any lower or negative energies from entering into this reading. That the reading be filled with love and wisdom of the highest light. And I thank you in advance for the wisdom and guidance you share with us today. So I'm going to open my eyes now. You can continue to do your breathing, okay, if you want to. But I will really be curious to see if you feel a little bit of energy right now. You should feel very much at peace. What we did is we cleared away the strings that were attaching you to any negative energy inside your aura. Okay, so with that, I am going to shuffle the cards and begin the reading. And let's just find out what we need to know today, okay? What is it about today that is important for us to understand? Okay, right. The card is connections, and it is in the reversed position. And the message is partnership, contract, and commitment. Okay, so in the reverse position, we know that it's a protection message and that it may talk a little bit about some of the challenges that we are having regarding partnership, contracts, and commitments. Okay, so let's see what the Oracle book has to say about this particular card, and it's number 29 in the deck. So, in the reverse position, this card reverse reveals a potential dismantling or at least distancing of a personal relationship. This may be a business, social, or romantic connection, signaling anything from a temporary work assignment far from home to a significant fracture, like a lost job or potential divorce. It could also be a sign that developing romance may not move in the direction you desire. But try not to shut down and isolate yourself. Get out with others and like mind and engage in a truly compassionate relationship with yourself. It's time to feel the abiding love of your own eternal spirit. In fact, the need for self-love may be a life lesson for you. So don't dismiss this important intention. You deserve to hear the tender-hearted whispers of your own soul. And then the affirmation is wonderful connections abound in the universe. And it says, I am attracting all types of happy and beneficial relationships to me now. And let me see if there's anything else on the other page. I don't think there is. No, that is it. Okay. So, as I mentioned, when the card is in the reverse, it usually means that there is a challenge to the particular message that we're receiving on the card. And what this is saying is that, first of all, now may not be a good time to enter into any new partnerships or relationships. It seems to be that you're being called to really spend time with yourself, reconnecting with yourself, reconnecting with your own needs, reconnecting with your soul, listening to what it is that your soul is trying to bring forward. And sometimes we enter into relationships and they don't work for us because the relationship is there to teach us and to teach us something, right? It's an experience. So the relationship may serve its purpose and then it breaks away. because all everything you needed to know and learn and experience with that particular person for your own soul evolution you have experienced. And so now the time comes for you to move on. All right. It may also be a time where you may not be getting along well with your partners and, other business connections. And so, with that, what you might want to do is take a step back from those partnerships. It doesn't mean to necessarily abandon it, but if you're beginning to feel a strain in a partnership, it is definitely a time for you not to try to force it, but to step back and do an evaluation, right, of what it is that is working and not working in that partnership. And then decide after you've done a thorough evaluation whether or not you can stay in that particular relationship. Now, what you want to do in that situation is you want to really assess how the partnership is benefiting you and how it's not benefiting you. Are you partners with somebody just because it's something that you jumped into and you thought it was a good idea, and now that you're in this partnership, you realize that it doesn't work for you, that you're really maybe not doing the work that you thought you would be doing, or the project that you were working on together isn't going in the direction that you wanted. And so what you need to decide for yourself is whether or not staying in that partnership outweighs the it benefits you more than leaving the partnership. Okay. So when you get this card, it's not necessarily that things are totally ending, although it could be that the relationship partnership is about to end. It could mean that there's just a time for reassessing, reevaluating, and really looking at what it is that the relationship assists you with, helps you with, how it serves your highest good. Okay, so that's basically what you're being called to do. So the other thing that I would avoid doing is if you've been thinking about entering into a contract with anybody, a contractual relationship, maybe you're about to sign an employment contract, maybe you're, about to get engaged to somebody and you've been having some doubts. um, whatever the case may be, there are many different kinds of contracts that we enter into. Maybe you're just picking a new doctor or something like that. Something is saying, pause, take a pause. Don't do it yet. Let's give the universe a little bit more time to show you the pieces that you need to see. Okay, because everything happens in divine timing, and the resources that we need, whether it be a new business partner, a new romantic partner, a new friend, a new medical professional, will come to us the way that they're supposed to. And you will be directed in the right way. So let's say, for example, it was a medical relationship that you were trying to enter into, and you were looking for a new doctor. Somebody told you about this, and all of a sudden, maybe you talk to somebody in that office, or you see the doctor yourself one time for a consultation, and something within you doesn't sit right. Don't don't like push that aside and say, "Oh, that's silly. This person's a doctor. They know what they're doing. I should just go with it. They were highly recommended." If it doesn't feel right to you, then don't do it. Walk away. And sometimes run, right? Don't put yourself in a position where you become all of a sudden so dependent, or, um, you know, uh, just engaged and totally intertwined with people, regardless of the relationship, that that do not serve you, and where it would be very, very difficult to, step away. So that is the spirit of this card. Let me just look a little bit more. And okay, so I know that this is probably one of the biggest questions that people have out there. Most of the time, people want to know about the romantic aspect of it. of the meaning of a card. And so let me just address that because this card does say exactly. It could also be a sign that a developing romance may not move in the direction you desire. When you are entering into a new relationship, right, or one that you've already just entered into and it's growing and you're deciding, what the pros and cons are, how you're feeling it, and so on. Okay. If something, once again, doesn't feel right to you, just don't keep going because you don't want to be alone. Okay. In fact, this card is saying actually take a little bit of a break, step back a little bit. The other thing is, what intentions have you imposed? What, not intentions, expectations have you imposed on that relationship? What is it as you've entered into the new relationship you have been expecting in a romantic partner? Is it possible that the expectations that you have set out are not where this relationship is actually intended to go? And so it's saying, let's look at that. What have you imposed on this situation? What is it that you're bringing to the table? And if you're that fixated in those expectations, then maybe you need to step back. Versus if you just allow the relationship to organically develop, and then it will either improve and continue to move forward, or it will naturally move apart. So when you are making choices in your life, always look to what are your expectations? Are those expectations realistic, not just for that experience, but for yourself as well? All right, so again, let's proceed with caution. Let's not rush into any contracts. Let's not rush into any new relationships. If you do meet somebody and, you know, um, you think, oh, you meet them, you go out a couple of times, and all of a sudden you think, oh, this is the one. Maybe it is, but don't rush to that conclusion. Don't, begin to send the message and set your heart in that. Allow some time, allow the relationship to germinate and allow it to grow. Okay? Let's not bypass the natural organic process of how a relationship actually does evolve. Okay, so with that, I think that's all I have for you today with regard to this card. And I wish you all a very happy Wednesday, and I will be back here with you tomorrow. Bye bye now. Sending much love.